I still remember that night vividly. It was late. I was scrolling through my phone after a rough day, and this ad for wireless earbuds hits me. Premium sound, sleek design, flash sale ending soon, limited stock. My pulse quickened. These would make everything better, I thought. In under 60 seconds, card details entered, order placed. That rush felt incredible. For about 5 minutes. The earbuds arrived. I used them twice, and they joined the growing pile in my drawer of things I swore I'd love. That €150 was simply gone, vanished into something that solved no real problem. And it wasn't isolated. Over the next months, the pattern repeated. A kitchen gadget from an Instagram reel, clothes during a midnight sale, even a subscription I needed for productivity. Each one felt harmless in the moment. €40 here, €70 there. But when I tallied it up at year-end, over €1,400 had disappeared. Not on big disasters, but on quiet, everyday impulses. Does that ring a bell? That quick yes, followed by the slow, why did I do that? My name is Jordan, and those drawer regrets completely shifted how I look at spending. Here's what almost nobody talks about openly. Impulse buying isn't a character flaw. It's engineered. Companies design urgency, timers, low stock alerts, personalized pushes to hijack your brain for those critical few seconds before logic kicks in. But there's one dead simple habit that's helped me and countless others break that cycle. It's called the 72-hour rule. For anything not essential above a certain threshold, say €50 or whatever fits your life, wait 3 full days before buying. No fancy tools needed at first, just pause. And the way it quietly rewires your decisions is eye-opening. Most financial advice focuses on the obvious. Cut subscriptions, track every euro, invest aggressively. All good. But the silent thief isn't usually one massive purchase. It's hundreds of small emotional yeses that feel too minor to notice. Studies and real-life reports show the average person loses thousands annually to unplanned buys, often driven by stress, boredom, FOMO from social media, or those engineered now or never moments. The 72-hour rule isn't about banning joy or becoming ultra-frugal. It's about inserting space between impulse and action. That space lets your brain cool from the hot emotional state where short-term pleasure dominates to the cool, rational one where long-term impact matters. Popularized by financial thinkers like Carl Richards in his book, The One-Page Financial Plan. It's a cooling-off period that's simple yet powerful. Wait 3 days and watch how many desires fade away. The official story is clean and backed by consumer behavior insights. Impulse urges peak fast, often within hours, thanks to dopamine hits from seeing something perfect. Retail psychology exploits this. Flash sales create artificial scarcity, pushing you to act before the high wears off. By waiting 72 hours, you give time for that chemical rush to subside. Day 1, excitement high. Day 2, questions start. Do I already have something similar? Is this solving a real need? Day 3, for most people, reports suggest 60 to 80% of cases, the item loses its pull entirely. You either forget it existed or realize it was never essential. It's not willpower, it's biology working in your favor. People who've tried it consistently report dropping impulse spending dramatically, often by half or more on non-essentials. It's like giving your future self a 3-day veto power. But here's where it gets interesting. While the surface explanation sounds nice and logical, there's a dirtier layer most advice skips. The real reason this rule hits so hard isn't just psychology. It's how deeply the system is stacked against you. The dirty secret? Modern shopping is built to bypass your rational brain entirely. Algorithms know your weaknesses better than you do. They show you items when you're tired, stressed, or scrolling after a bad day. One-click checkout, saved payment details, personalized urgency. Others bought this in the last hour. All designed to shrink that decision window to seconds. Waiting 72 hours? It directly fights that machine. It forces friction back into a frictionless world. And the companies hate it, because when you pause, sales drop. Real stories from people applying the rule show they cancel 70 to 90% of cart items after the wait. Not because they're suddenly disciplined, but because the manufactured urgency evaporates. The limited time deal is still there next week. The low stock was bluff. You were never truly missing out. You were being played. And when you start winning those small battles consistently, the downstream effects aren't small. They compound in ways that change entire financial trajectories. Ignore it, and the consequences stack quietly. Those 1,000 to 2,000 euros leaked yearly, at average market returns, around 7 to 8% after inflation, over 20 to 30 years, that could have grown into tens or even hundreds of thousands in missed compounding. It's not dramatic overnight. More debt creep, slower emergency funds, delayed goals like travel, home down payments, or early freedom. Apply the rule consistently, though. The flip is powerful. Money stays yours longer. It moves to high-yield savings, index funds, debt payoff. People report building €5,000 to €15,000 extra buffers in just a few years from avoided impulses alone. Psychologically, the shift is even bigger. You stop feeling controlled by ads or moods. Decisions become intentional. Stress around money drops because you're not constantly regretting yesterday's clicks. Picture this. Two people I know, same age, roughly the same income, living in similar cities. Anna reacts instantly to every urge. Sees a nice jacket on Instagram, buys it right away. Feels the quick high, then the slow guilt when the bill comes. Over the years, the little purchases add up. She's still grinding the same job, still worrying about unexpected expenses, still postponing bigger dreams because the buffer never quite builds. Mark, on the other hand, started using the 72-hour pause religiously a few years ago. Most of those must-have moments faded away. The money he kept went straight into a simple index fund and a small emergency pot. Today, he has options. He negotiated a better salary last year because he wasn't desperate. He took a 3-month sabbatical to travel without panic, and he's quietly building toward early freedom. Not because he suddenly earned way more, but because he stopped leaking what he already had. So, if the math and the psychology line up this clearly, why don't more people do it? Because starting feels awkward. But once you see the wins, the hidden impact goes beyond euros. It rewires identity. You start seeing yourself as someone who chooses, not reacts. That mindset spills over. Better career decisions, stronger boundaries, even healthier habits, waiting before emotional eating or scrolling. Over time, it creates a flywheel. More kept money, more security, more mental space, better choices, even more kept money. It's subtle compounding, not just financial, but personal. People who've stuck with it for years say the biggest change wasn't the saved amount. It was feeling like the driver of their life again, not a passenger to marketing. The takeaway is brutally simple. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. You just need to insert 3 days between want and buy for non-essentials. Start small. Pick your threshold, note the urge, set the timer. Watch desires dissolve. Celebrate the saves. Let that momentum build. The difference between feeling constantly behind and quietly ahead often isn't massive income jumps. If any of this gave you even a tiny bit of value today, maybe a new perspective, a tool you want to try, or just that little aha moment, I would honestly be super grateful if you'd hit that like button. It helps the video reach more people who could use this exact same shift. And if you think you'll come back for more practical money stories like this, subscribing would mean the world to me. No pressure, only if it felt worth it to you. So tell me in the comments right now, what's one recent thing you almost bought on impulse? Did you wait or wish you had? Share it. I read every single one, and someone else is probably in the exact same spot tonight, wondering if 3 days can really shift things. Spoiler, they absolutely can. Hit that timer on your next urge. See what happens. Your future self is already thanking you.